welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the good stuff. We're going to talk about how you're going to lose whatever weight you have to lose this year and keep it off. I lost 200 pounds and we're talking about the food I ate and the food I eat that helped me get there. This was the game changer for me, of course, because I ate everything wrong before and I changed to eating everything right. I went from damaging my body to blessing my body, and that's what it takes to lose weight. I love my foods, and that's how I feel after 2.5 years on this food plan. So let's talk about how I did it and what I did. I'm going to insert some pictures as I go along. And I've promised a couple of people that I'm going to try to make a video of myself cooking. So today I'll walk you through it with pictures and tell you how you can do what I did. I did do a lot of research when I started to change how I ate and came up with a plan for myself that worked really well. And the bones of it is that I just cut out sugar and flour, and I stopped my bad eating behaviors such as binging, emotional eating, stress eating, etc. Stopped picking at things through the day and started to drink 2 liters of water every day. That was it. It was that simple. One thing I want to suggest before I actually talk about the food itself is to plan your meals ahead. It's easier if you plan your week. If you go shopping and you know exactly what you're going to make during the week, it really helps a lot because you're not floundering. So prepare a menu. It doesn't take much time. Maybe the first couple of times it takes a little bit of effort, but you get used to it really quickly. And then you shop for exactly what you need. You've got what you need, and you're not floundering and flailing and thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to eat tonight? No. And another thing I do is batch make. So for my dinners, I often prepare for 3 nights in a row because I don't have the time to cook every night, and sometimes I don't feel like cooking every night. So it's ready in the fridge, batched up for me, and I cook for 3 or 4 days and it's done. So breakfast. I am not a breakfast person at all, and I never have been. So I wake up in the morning really early, usually well before 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm just naturally waking up at that time, which changed from being about 8 or 9 in the morning before to sometimes even 4 in the morning, because I just feel energized. I feel ready to wake up, and I wake up with a bounce. I wake up, I jump out of my bed, I make my bed, I say my prayers, I start doing some positive affirmations, I'm running down to make my coffee, and I am bouncing as I start my day. There's no, I get up feeling healthy. I get up feeling energetic. That is such a blessing to wake up like that. If anything, one of the biggest things I love about having lost weight is that bounce that I wake up with in the morning. You will love it. So after I have my coffee with cream, it's the one thing I would not give up no matter what. I put cream in my beer mug of coffee, and after I have my coffee, sometime around 8 o'clock in the morning, I usually make my breakfast. Breakfast is usually 2 eggs, hard-boiled or scrambled or omeletted, and I usually have a side salad with that of cucumber and tomato, very small and very thinly diced up. And I know that sounds really unorthodox to have salad in the morning. And I remember when I went to Turkey and my boyfriend gave me cucumber and tomato with my breakfast, and I was like, why are you having salad in the morning? He said, just eat it, Ashkam. I said, okay. So I had it, and I thought, oh, well, that's nice. It's refreshing. Yeah, I like this. It's refreshing. And then I was like, oh, I really like this. There's something so refreshing about having that combination in the morning. It just is a great way to start your day. I don't usually have any meat with my breakfast, but my eggs are my protein. If I don't feel like having eggs, I might have chia pudding that I've prepared the night before. Chia pudding is a power-packed little seed that fills you up and has a lot of nutrition in it, and tastes great. I make it with coconut milk and a little bit of vanilla, which tricks you into thinking you're having something sweet. There's a little trick for you. And I often will add hemp hearts to it because they're loaded with protein, and berries. I always add berries to it and mix it up, and I enjoy it so much. Same thing with overnight oats. I might have that I prepared the night before. And I might occasionally I'll have ricotta cheese with berries or a little bit of salt and pepper. Sometimes I just have it plain and have my salad on the side, or I mix in the cucumber and the tomato in it. And that's it for my breakfast. It's pretty simple. My diet's very my diet is very protein heavy because I expend a lot of energy, and protein is essential for keeping your energy up. If you didn't know this, I used to think sugar was my energy, and sugar gives you that energetic boost, but then you crash down really hard. Protein lasts. It fills you and keeps you full, and it is a slow burn energy that will last through your day. So lunch, which is only a few hours later, is challenging for me because I don't feel like eating yet, typically around noon. So somewhere between noon and 1 o'clock, I'll have my lunch, and it's usually a light lunch, an arugula or a spinach salad with a protein. So I often add tuna fish or salmon or chicken or cheese or whatever it is. Sometimes I'll make my favorite salad, which is the chunky Greek salad, where you have the big chunks of peppers and tomatoes and cucumbers and olive and onions and lots and lots and lots of garlic in there. I love garlic, and a little bit of olive oil, and it's a fantastic meal as well. It'll fill you up and keep you full. Sometimes I have leftovers, but my lunches are pretty mundane. They're not that exciting. They just kind of fill the gap between breakfast and dinner. Dinner is the more exciting of the meals because you have room for creativity and room to play a little bit and experiment. And I'm not much of an experimenter. I don't like trying new things, and I like what I like. The dinner is often grilled chicken, grilled salmon. It might be roast chicken or roast beef. It might be soups. I make a lot of soups. Now, when I grill and when I roast, I add my vegetables to what I'm grilling, or if I can, such as peppers or asparagus or zucchini and eggplant. I love my vegetables grilled when they can be grilled. Otherwise, when I roast meat, I also roast my vegetables. I keep it simple. I do it the easiest way possible because I just don't have a lot of time. When I roast, I throw in some sweet potatoes, some carrots, onions, garlic, celery, lemon, and olive oil, oregano, and if I feel like having it Italian instead of oregano, I'll put rosemary in it. And that is one of the best tasting dinners you can have. It's simple, but it's delicious. There's something about the combination of the lemon and the celery that add this something. My mother-in-law had taught me how to do that. I often make soup. I'm a huge soup lover. I love my soups. I love my lentil soups. I love my chicken soups. I love my vegetable soups, and you name it, I make that kind of soup. I just enjoy it so very much. I don't make the creamy soups I used to make before because they're just too calorie loaded. But I can make a lighter broccoli soup. I can make a lighter carrot soup. I just love soup. So I probably make soup once a week at least. And I make a nice quinoa pasta, and I might make it with a bolognese sauce. I make fantastic sauce, topped by the best. I've been really lucky. I've been really lucky with extended family who have taught me how to make different culture foods. Sometimes I'll have another salad for dinner if I'm not in the mood to make a big meal. And often it's a heavier salad, and I will put a little bit more into it because I'm often hungry by the time dinner time comes. That's the one meal that I do really look forward to eating. But I batch cook so that I can have enough for 3 or 4 days and not have to cook in between, which helps me a lot because I'm in this boot camp and I have zero time to cook. We're in class for 4.5 hours plus homework, plus studying and practicing, and there's just no time. So it's a real time saver to batch cook if you're on a time consumer. I eat just about any fish or seafood, and I enjoy making it. And I like stuffed vegetables. And here's a trick. Instead of using rice in your stuffed vegetables, try quinoa. It works and it tastes really good, and it's not as heavy in calories as is the rice. And I love stuffed vegetables. I love pastas of any kind. And one really cool meal I make is a layered fake lasagna. And what I do is I layer zucchini and tomatoes and a thin layer of cheese, then zucchini and tomatoes and cheese. And it tastes like you're having pasta without the pasta in it. It's so good. Try it. It's delicious. I also will have sometimes chili. I love making chili. I will make a dried white beans made in a sauce, a very nutritious and delicious dinner as well. And again, high in protein. These things are all protein rich foods that I eat, and I'm very conscientious of it. And vegetables, I have vegetables every meal. I haven't talked about that as much, so let me talk to you about the vegetables. I often will, like I said, grill them or roast them, but I try to have a green vegetable every night as well. So that my favorite that I have more than once a week is rapini. I love rapini. Some places call it broccoli rabe, and it's not available everywhere, but if it is available in your area, it is so delicious with a little bit of olive oil and a lot of garlic and a little bit of salt. It's the best. You can't get better than this. Is Mario, by the way. He likes to come in every video that I make. My favorite foods are Mediterranean foods, definitely. I love Italian food. I love Greek food. I love Turkish food. Love Turkish food. If you haven't tried it, you really should. It's very people who are conscious of what they're eating. It's very friendly diet for that. They don't have the rich pastas of the Italian diet, and it is just nutritious. Like, I was amazed with the food when I was there, really surprised and very pleased with the fact that I didn't have to really go out of my way to try to have special meals apart from what their cuisine was, because it was just so in line with what I eat. I love making stir fries. Love making stir fries. They are one of my favorites as well. And I'll put carrots and celery and peppers and broccoli and anything I have in the fridge I throw in there because it's just delicious. And the cool thing about stir fries is you don't have to add rice or noodles to them. You can just have them on their own and they're just as good. And you can add nuts in there, and you can put sauces in there. I think I've pretty much run out of what I usually eat right now. Make sure you're having vegetables, vegetable heavy. Make sure you're having a little bit of whole grains, some healthy fats, 3 good meals a day. And the one thing I didn't mention is that I do have berries usually after dinner, just a handful of strawberries or raspberries or blueberries. And again, I have a banana, usually at lunchtime every day as well. And that's what I eat. It's that simple. It's that easy. It's that, when you go on a diet, you're always thinking about the rules. My only rules are portion sizes, no sugar, no flour, and 2 liters of water a day. It couldn't be easier. And be conscientious of what you're eating. Let the food you're eating bless your body. Let the food you're eating make your body happy and healthy and energetic feeling. You are going to be amazed at the difference you feel when you eat. When I ate the way I used to eat, when it was laden with sugar and flour and unhealthy processed foods all the time, I felt weighted down, not just because of my weight, but because it was hard to digest. It was hard to it was hard to metabolize. It was hard to move around with all that food. Now I finish my food, I feel satisfied, I feel happy, I feel like I've had a good meal because it tastes so good. I feel like I've had a good meal because I've had enough, and I enjoy it. I walk away feeling like, wow, that was a great meal, and time to do the dishes again. And that's it. So if this makes sense to you, let me know. If you've got questions, let me know. You don't have to make this difficult and complicated. It can be easy. If you're going to ask me about the size of things and how much, typically a portion to me is about this size, and that is, I eyeball things because I don't like to measure. Enjoy this new way of thinking about eating, and you're going to find yourself really enjoying it. So if you have questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer them. And I'm really excited for this change you're making. I know many of you are doing it. So welcome aboard. And let me know if you're new here and you're joining along too, because I'm so excited to see you discover yourself this year and discover your energy and your confidence and your bounce in your step. Do you know what it's like to wake up with a bounce in your step? It's amazing. So leave me a comment below. Give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and come back for more, because I am going to walk you through this year to finding the best you can be, and we'll work together to get there.